everyone. Thanks, Daniel. And thank you, all of the speakers, for your wonderful speeches. We are totally inspired and pumped up. But now you can, guys, get a bit relaxed because now when I'm going to talk, you can relate to it. All of you can. So I'm going to talk about how can you be a culture ninja. Before that, how many of you here originally do not belong to planet Finland? Can you raise your hand and move it like that? Move it, guys, you're alive. And how many of you aspire to go to a different country to work, for exchange, or to retire? Yeah, that's great. Move it again. The only reason I'm asking to move it because my dad always says, you gotta move your audience with your speech, girl. And because all of you here are or would be experiencing a new culture sooner or later in your life. I have been working in India for quite a long time and working as an IT consultant in one of the top 10 multinational companies of the world for over 4 years, and then starting my master's in Finland and to being an aspiring entrepreneur. I met thousands of people, a lot of countries, different nationalities and cultures, and each time I learned something very new. And today, therefore, I'm going to tell you how can you integrate yourself very easily into a new culture and enrich yourself within that. So, okay, can I be a culture ninja? That was my first experience when I had the first day, very excited day of my work, and I was going to a bus station. Two very white-looking Finnish men suddenly springed off their seats, and I was like, do I smell like curry? Well, I was going through a very Finnish problem, and my mind was in utter confusion. My honeymoon period with Finland, the first time I came, was not going very intimate. This is most of the time known as culture shock by many people. Your mind is confused because your mind is brained or wired in a certain way that you see the world with your own cultural glasses. And it was slowly moving me towards what I call smarty-pants syndrome. I was thinking I'm Cersei Lannister and whatever I say and do and believe about the new culture is right. And that made my decision that Finns are rude and racist people. And my opinion of seeing this country totally changed. And this was taking me towards something which you all might have seen. Very common sight. When people, they are confused about their feelings, they try to make small groups or community of people where they find themselves comfortable, where they find the warmth. And you can see most of these groups are closed groups, so the growth opportunities are also closed. It's good most of the times, but most of the times, this alienation is the last step people go through in the cultural exposure stage. What does that mean? It means that you are living in your own mindset in a different country, being foreigners, no matter how many years you live here. Only a little bit small percentage of people who are a bit adventurous try to adapt things. What do you mean by adaptation? Seeing yourself in someone else's shoes. Not quite literally, but how easy you think it is? It is as easy as Daniel wearing my heels and hosting this stage. Sounds interesting? It's quite easy, you know. But how? Seeking this answer, I very angrily one day went to one of my colleagues and started, Mika, what's your problem? Why are you so rude? You're always sending me emails when you're sitting just 2 arms away from me. And a very startled Finnish, low-voiced male. I was just trying to give you some space. You are new. I don't want to bother you. What we were doing that time is a very simple concept we called communication. The effect was that we not only increased the efficiency of work by cutting down our email exchange timings, but also I learned that all the Finns are not rude and racist. He was an amazing person, and he was brilliant. He taught me so many new frameworks I have never even seen. And that's, my friends, communication, the most underrated thing that we know can resolve 90% of the problems in the world, and still we neglect it. Especially in the countries like Finland, where the problem is language, we tend to blame, well, I don't know Finnish, I can't communicate, I can't be in someone else's shoes. But then you have to start somewhere. Start small, start with your colleagues, join a sports team. I literally learned, I will not say learned, but barely managed to do ice skating by seeing or just visualizing the person who was teaching me. I'm not very good at it, but still, I tried. Take a pet, go to a dog park. I saw really good communications there. Or come to Falap, it's a really great place. But the most effective thing that I would say that happened to me is date someone. Now, how you're going to find a boyfriend or girlfriend in Finland or any other country is a totally different speech topic, and we will do that someday later, I'm sure. Until then, my friends, don't waste your time. You know communication is important. Being a smarty-pants alien with a confused mind is not fun. The fun is when you learn what the culture is about. The fun is when you understand it. I know a lot of people over here right now can associate themselves with some way or the other. Where do they belong? I would ask all of you to go home and think where you are, how you want to progress. Or maybe when you go into a new culture, how easy it would be to become a ninja. Don't waste your steps on isolating yourself. Just go and incorporate adaptation as the main switch to master the cultures. And I would like to end by saying, the quote was not visible, but it is one of my favorite song, Colors of the Wind. And there is a lyrics line of that. But if you walk the footsteps of the stranger, you will learn the things you never knew you never knew. Thank you, everyone, and have an amazing day.